The NFL quarterback conversation about rankings changes every single year. It's always a fluid conversation that changes with one season of amazing play by quarterbacks around the league. One year, a guy might be out of the top 20 conversation, and the next season, he's right in the debate for a top 8 quarterback. People change their minds and go with whatever's happening at the moment all the time. Recency bias takes over and everyone loses their minds over one season. Much like we saw with Carson Wentz in 2017, he had an amazing year, everyone crowned him a top 5 quarterback, and every year since, he has repeatedly crapped the bed. I'm looking at you, Dan Orlovsky. But the league has spoken. ESPN's poll of NFL coaches, scouts, and other executives have listed their top 10 quarterbacks, and we're going to talk about where Dak Prescott ranks among them in this video. And I think they got some things right and some things wrong. But the league has spoken, and this is what the media won't tell you about Dak's ability as a top quarterback in this league. So let's get into the video. Before we talk about ESPN and their article of executives, scouts, and coaches, I wanted to bring up an article that was posted after the 2022 season. It was a power index by NFL.com ranking the NFL quarterbacks. Dak was the 11th quarterback on this list, outside of the top 10. Well, let's take a look at who they had ranked in front of him. Tua Tagovailoa, who hasn't had but one good year in the league and missed much of that season with injury issues. At number 8 was Jared Goff, who had an impressive year last year, but failed to get his team to the playoffs when it was all said and done. And then the one that really bothered me was Geno Smith, a guy that wasn't ranked in the top 30 quarterbacks heading into 2022, ranked above Dak Prescott. One good year was good enough to catapult him past a quarterback that has been consistently leading one of the league's best teams. I don't know, it just seems insane to me. This is what I really want to talk about, because there's an article coming from people around the league that have to play these guys every week. They scout these quarterbacks, create plans to stop them. NFL coaches, scouts, and other executives have listed their top 10 quarterbacks, and ESPN put them in a list for us. So here they are. The obvious one was Kansas City's Patrick Mahomes at number 1, followed by Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers at number 4, Justin Herbert, Philadelphia's Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence at number 8, and Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott at number 9. So where do we start? It's easy to say that Dak had his worst year as a pro in 2022, throwing 15 interceptions and tying the league in picks despite missing 5 games. Whether or not all were his fault, it doesn't really matter to people, because a lot of people like to box score scout, and breaking news to everybody, but all 15 weren't on him. In the ESPN article, an NFL personnel evaluator said that Dak wasn't seeing the field well last year. He wasn't as decisive as in the past, which I can get behind that statement. It did seem at times that Dak was forcing the ball out of rhythm, wasn't getting the ball out quick enough, and making poor decisions at certain points in the game. Another quote in this article from an AFC executive said that Dak has been a top 10 quarterback for a few years now. He's accurate, he can extend and make plays, and he's elite in his decision making. So it's good to see that the NFL is giving its props to the Cowboys quarterback, because he does play for the Cowboys and he is the most polarizing quarterback each and every week on national TV, win or lose. What I found interesting was that all of these important people think Dak is a top 10 quarterback. A quarterback that you can win with, and a quarterback you can win because of. I'm looking at you again, Dan Orlovsky. I just find it absurd that people can look at Dak leading the number 1 offense year in and year out when he's healthy and think anything but a top 10 guy. Stop looking at the 15 interceptions and look at what he's done throughout his career. Before the 15 interception year, he had 37 touchdowns, and people brushed that off. It was way less of a conversation than the 15 interceptions. But 2023 is going to be a big year for Dak. There's no doubt about it, especially with a new play caller in Mike McCarthy. Hopefully, better first down choices, better route combinations, play calling, and communication can take his game to a better and more consistent level week in and week out. You best believe that we're going to be covering Dak heavily on this channel during training camp, during the preseason, so if you're not, please make sure you are subscribed. Also, turn on those video notifications. It helps out a ton so you don't miss a single video. It's been Zach here at Double Move. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all.